Hi everybody and welcome at video 7. Today I want to talk about content again, but this time about social selling, LinkedIn. What type of content do you share with your prospects and your customers? So again, it's all about content and content is key to be successful with social media. And it's similar for social selling. When you want to reach out to your prospects or your customers, you need to have a good story and you also need to add value. So those are the key points that you need to use when you share content. But let's start at the start. So you actually want to sell a product to a customer or prospect. It's really important that you work on your personal branding. So again, it's all about being the thought leader in a specific market or industry because people love to learn from those people. People love to learn from other people. So make sure you have your profile up to date and you're sharing a lot of content that's relevant for them. So what is actually relevant? Relevant content is content where people can learn from. Because I know for sure you read a lot of articles about a specific subject that you're interested in. So people that share content that's relevant for you, you're more willing to trust them and to follow them and engage with them. It's the same for your customers. So the amount of content that you share that they will actually see should have a high volume of knowledge sharing and information sharing. Then there's this other piece of content that's about your company, the products you sell, the services that you sell. That's an important piece of content as well. And then the third part is the personal content. It's all about communication between real people. It's all about person to person. They need to see you're a real person. You're not a machine, you're not a company itself, you're a real person who has an understanding of their challenges and their issues. So if you look at those three different pieces of content, how do those three pieces fit into each other? Well, first of all, the knowledge sharing is the most important one. So when you look at, for example, a week, 7 days of content, at least 60% of the pieces of content you share should be knowledge sharing. It's not about your company, it's not about the product you sell, it's only about sharing your knowledge with people. And then around 20, maybe 30% can be about your business, the products you sell, but try to share more information than only how great your product is. So if you have ebooks, if you have white papers, webinars, try to share this type of content about your company because then you have a win-win. You're sharing knowledge and you're also talking about your product. So if that's around 20 to 30%, we have around 20 to 10% left. And that's the personal content. It's all about showing your real person. So what is personal content? It can be an event that's going on in the company you work for. It can also be you doing a presentation. You can share slide shares. You can share images about something you're very passionate about. Think about pictures with quotes, for example, or when you have cupcakes in the office and maybe you love cupcakes. It's all about showing people what your life looks like besides you being a salesperson. So besides of being the person they're actually in touch with to talk about the products, you're a real person. So although it's only a small percent, it's really important that you actually share this type of content. Because again, if people want to follow content about a company, they will follow the company page. They won't follow you or connect with you. So from the moment that you send your personalized LinkedIn request to a person and they actually accept, so one of your prospects or customers accepts your invite and they be part of your network, it's really important that you understand that this is the moment where you can start sharing content, but it's also the first impression. So every piece of content that you share needs to be of high quality and needs to be highly relevant. It's not about sharing just to share. It's about sharing because you add value to them. So maybe it helps you to make an overview of the whole week of what type of content you're going to share on which day. So you can share, for example, a knowledge article on Monday, then a company piece on Tuesday, and you can work it out. It's really important that you think about the weekends as well, because a lot of people are on social media in their spare time, which means the weekends, the evenings. So test and play a bit around and see which times and which days are the best for your audience and what's the most relevant. And if you want to take it a step further, so if you're actually doing quite well with content and you can measure it by looking at your SSI score and see how you rank on engage with insights. So how is that pillar doing? are you actually growing the percentage that you're scoring on this specific pillar? Because the higher your score on engaging with insights, the more relevant your content actually is. So if you feel like you're managing it quite well, it's time for the next step. So it's all about being personal, and it's all about giving your customers and your prospect the feeling that they're the only ones you care about. So when you have a relevant piece of content, ideally not about your company or something like a webinar or an ebook, so you're really adding knowledge and value to your prospect or customer, send them a message and just let them know, hey, I found this article and I thought it may be interesting for you. People will love it. They have the feeling that you did a bit of research for them and you're actually thinking about them when you read an article that's relevant for them. It's a great way to engage, and it's a great way to share content with other people, to start building relationships. Because this person will be open for a call next time when you give them a message saying, hey, are you free for a call for 10 minutes? Of course, because you're adding value to them and you're actually thinking about them, which gives them a really good feeling. So it's not only about sharing content on your profile with your network, like you sharing it with your whole network. It's also about this one-to-one interaction that's really important. So the key takeaway from this video: when you share content on LinkedIn for social selling, 60% should be about adding value to the people by sharing knowledge and information. 20 to 30% should be about your company. Again, relevant information, ebooks, webinars, adding value, but talking about your product as well. And then 20 to 10% is the personal content. It's quotes, it's pictures, it's showing that you're a real person. They're all as important, although the percentage are maybe different, they're all as important as they are. So don't forget about one of them, because you won't be successful if you miss out one of those three. If you have any questions, let me know, and otherwise I see you in the next video.